Hi everyone, today I am here with Christine, CEO of Dreamers and Storytellers. So this happened just because we met at a photo shoot together. That was a 5-minute meeting.
Yes.
Because I was in and out. I was busy that day. I couldn't stay. And I was intrigued off the bat about the things that you do, and it was such a quick exchange. But at the same time, because we are both on it, we decided to catch up again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Now tell me a little bit about, so why Dreamers and Storytellers?
I think most entrepreneurs are big dreamers. I mean, that they have this dream that's come into play and then they've taken the action with it. But what I love about storytelling is it's the best marketing tool that you will ever have for your business. Yeah. And it's your story. It's your why. And a lot of people forget to tell that. So I want them to understand that your dream is actually the story to actually tell people, to market yourself to your clients.
Yeah. I remember one of the, this was like years ago, probably like 3 years ago, I met with one of my mentors, Dr. Glenn Richards. And he said to me, there's nothing on the website that tells me that you're Italian. And he was like, you gotta be better at telling your story. Like, otherwise you'll just lose yourself in a sea of sameness, right? And because I was so focused, fresh entrepreneur, like I was so focused on the product instead of telling my story, right? All first entrepreneurs, they focus on the product always without understanding. It's really like the problem that you solve, how you solve it, that makes the difference, right? And the story behind it. So focus on the product. So, I was like, yeah, but I got the Italian stuff. I got the Italianness, I got the quality, I got the Italian products, and I didn't understand why I had to tell the story. But in your vision, like, why is it so important to tell your story?
Well, for me, I've done everything in reverse. So my business actually started from me telling my personal story. And then it unfolded, and then, nearly 6 years later, I have 4 businesses all interluding into storytelling. So I've done it sort of in reverse with it. But I think the most important thing is what I hear when I talk to entrepreneurs is the fact that their story can change over time too. And it's actually important for them to continue to tell that ever evolving story about themselves, because your business, your products, your services are going to evolve as well. So if your story is, never finished, there's always the next chapter.
Yeah.
So we need to keep telling that story. And also part of it is, also I think there's a bit of a healing journey that happens with it as well.
Okay.
So you actually own the story. So you actually let go of fear, you let go of any sort of regrets, all that sort of stuff, because you've stepped into the owning of it. But when you own your story, it's almost like letting those invisible ties go, and you come into who you are to stand in front of your clients, to own absolutely everything as well. And there's a big, massive, shift that can happen into it as well, because you're not living in that fear, you're not living in shame or guilt, you're owning it all. And owning it all means that you own the good, the bad, and also the not so, like every messy stuff in between as well.
Do you feel like you can share with me, like, is it too personal, like your story, who hurt you?
Yeah, no, like my story, like I said, like this is how it all started. So I was a corporate person. I did 20 plus years working in corporate. I thought that's what you were meant to do. You go to school, you get a good job, you get married, have kids, and when you retire, that's when you have fun. The universe obviously had different plans for me. So in 2015, I actually got diagnosed with 2 life-changing illnesses. So the doctors didn't give me a very good life expectancy back then. And
tell me one more time, when?
2015.
Oh, God.
So it wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
With it. So at that time, I got diagnosed with adult asthma, and I wouldn't even be able to put a sentence together without being.
The doctors were like, would you say that that didn't give you like a lot of expectancy?
Yeah, because the quality of my life
Oh,
was not going to be great.
God.
So I got diagnosed with adult asthma and a heart condition within a couple of months of each other.
Oh my God.
And I lived in what I call my pity party, which is the poor me, everything's happening to me. That same time, I was also going through a very bad separation. So I was ending a very toxic.
So everything, if it sounds like everything happened at once. So you had the medical conditions and the separation.
And then you add on bankruptcy
Oh my
to
God.
that. Yes.
Well, that was 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like I said, I had my pity party, which is probably about 5-6 years, feeling
Really?
sorry for myself.
Okay.
And then I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then I thought, okay, I need to start changing this. And this is where stories started to play a part in my life, where I started changing about how I wanted to wake up in the morning and think about who I wanted to, have conversations with, what did I want to do. And I started sharing this journey. And from this one interview that I had with somebody talking about it, that now has evolved now 6 years later into 4 global businesses teaching people the power of storytelling.
Wow. Wow. I feel like for you to have gone through that, it means that you were challenged to get yourself on a different different playing field. And I think in my experience, a lot of the entrepreneurs and most times the most successful they are, the most challenges they have to overcome. There's a lot to do with that going through the challenge and facing it versus versus escaping it. So I know that, for example, for me, I blamed, like you called it the pity party, I call it blaming the situation and the family that I grew up in and all of the things that I didn't had for so many years. And I think for me the turning point was 30 years old, and I already had my smallest family, like with my wife Angela, and I was thinking to myself, to what point do I blame who am I today on the past, and to what point I'm blaming it to the person that I am today, so to the present, right? And how much of that is my responsibility versus my circumstances. And then I just decided to accept the hard truth that there was a lot of it was because of who I was in that moment, and then changed. Yeah. That was for me 10 years ago as well. So I'm 40 today. So and that was it marked the start of the journey, I guess. I went back to uni as well, here in Australia. But that was a lot of it. I felt like a chip on the shoulder because I was, immigrant and coming from a professional background in Italy, and then coming here in Australia and working in hospitality or retail. I just felt like I was almost like a subpar citizen, right? Everything happened all at once. Was there a moment there that helped you face these challenges? Was there a moment there, something that happened, like a person, or was it just self-reflection only? What was the moment there? Because there's a lot of people that listen to this and they think, oh, that's so easy, right? They're so successful, so easy, everything comes easy to them. But I know that there would have been a moment maybe there. Was there one for you?
There's not one defining moment, but one of my coaches said to me, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And it's such a bitter pill sometimes to swallow because it's personal, because it is happening to you, all these things. But what is it for you? And it's for you to learn lessons. It's for you to grow and evolve personally. It's for you to potentially use your story to help guide other people. So the for you part actually started to open my eyes up of all the different possibilities instead of being stuck in just going, well, to me means that it's all about me, let my ego overtake everything, and actually start using, I guess, the pain, which everyone talks about using pain for your purpose. And that's literally what started to happen. I use that pain, I use my journey, my story as a purpose, as a vehicle now to help other people.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's so crazy that you just said that, because I know that one of the reasons why I do what I do is because of it happened to me, and then I just wanted to help other people like feeling better. Yeah. I mean, for me, like I'll make it super short. Like for me, the story was, you know, my grandmother, Estelina, she tailored my first suit ever. I was 16 and, you know, in Florence, and skinny kid, like tall, lanky. And you know, the moment that I stepped into that suit, like I felt almost like a different person, almost a different man, and the confidence. So then I never realized it. I never pinpointed until when, you know, like you analyze it, like, you know, 15 years later. But yeah, I think that was the moment that I thought it was such a big impact in my life. And then I was like, I want to do that for everyone else. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah. And tell me about the you know, the important, so, you know, you got the storytelling that changes entrepreneurs' life, but tell me why is that important, and why would entrepreneurs have so many blocks and difficulties in sharing their stories? Like in your experience, right? Like you have we were just talking off camera before, people don't share, they don't put up their own self. Do you think is you know, that they don't, like, a lack of self-love, or they just don't, what's the block there?
I think there's a couple of different things. It's self-love. There's a big ego thing here, like the tall poppy syndrome here in Australia, especially. When I work with clients overseas, they love sharing stuff about themselves. So it's very different culture here. But also, too, I think they just don't know where to start. And they get so focused that we talk social media. Like, I've got to share it on social media. But social media actually is so many different platforms. So when you break it down, you need to have a plan in place of what you're going to do and where you're going to share it. And that can also be very uncomfortable for people because they're going to be on different platforms. Or it's not just, you know, hopping onto a podcast. It's not just about doing a nice, you know, social media post on Facebook. It's actually showing up in any way that when you get Googled, that's when you're going to be found. And you need to think at such a broader level, opposed to just going, social media is Facebook, Instagram, like all the social platforms. It's not. It is the whole spectrum and how people are going to find you as well. And if you don't have that plan, then it's very overwhelming for you to think about, well, where am I going to share it? So
why do you think that they're so adamant, like everybody's thinks they can do it themselves? Like, why?
Look, with AI, there's so many opportunities for you to be able to do it yourself. But my biggest thing is that you should have two teachers in your life. Somebody who's done it and done it really successful, and somebody who's done it and may not have been successful, because they're going to give you two polar opposite answers for something as well. But if you look at the most successful people, and if you look at Gary Vee, he shares not just on one platform, he shares in multiple different platforms. And it's those multiple platforms is where he's then, you know, it's like a funnel. And you can't just be on one platform because there's like 10 million or 10 billion people on one platform. And you just scrolling through once a day, you're only seeing a very, very small component. So you've got to think, like, what's your actual strategy? And when you're trying to do something that is second nature to yourself, you are diluting your energy where it's best spent. So you're best at dealing with the customers. Bruno's great at, like, knowing, you know, what suit, like, you know, style, all that sort of stuff. Whereas if you were to dilute your energy on, you know, sweeping the floors or, you know, all that sort of stuff, yes, it's part of the business, but you're diluting your energy of where you can create the change, where you can create the magic and bring that to your clients.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, for example, like my own personal experience was to see that. So like amongst the most popular platforms, so Facebook, for example, I used to use it only for really family and friends. Then Instagram was, like all this pretty, basically your business card, right? Like your pretty pictures and so on. And then TikTok came out and I was like, oh, like this is, I want to do it for fun, right? Like I was just doing it for fun, like a few years ago when it came out. And then I think that was I kind of like found like my vehicle of like self-expression, like as a person, like as a personal brand. And then like it blurred the lines in between like me as a personal brand and my actual like clothing brand. But to be honest with you, I had a lot of success, and there's a lot of people they think they have a different judgment about the different platforms. But until when you try, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like, like I had like 6 figures coming from a platform like TikTok that, everybody thinks the dancing teenager platform. And then there's really like, there'll be 40 plus year old and internationally. So what's your, so, right now, like if you were to help an entrepreneur in terms of the one entrepreneur that feels like a little bit overwhelmed, right? Like you have somebody that's not doing anything.
Yeah.
So how would it start?
I think everyone needs to have Facebook, whether or not it's your platform of choice. But Facebook, it really helps with your search engine when someone's Googling you, because Facebook now will come up and they'll see your Facebook profile. Yeah. And it's like a business card, essentially, too. You can put your location, you can put your opening hours. Like there's so much that you can put on there about it. So I think you need to start with Facebook with it. But one thing you also need to know is that Facebook owns Instagram, all of it. Like they own the data, they own your images, like once you've posted up there. So how are you going to capture that person's personal data? So then you basically need to have an email sign up. And that way then you can really communicate with people.
That's right.
But then find a platform that works for you, that is fun, that you don't feel like it's a chore with it, and then post on it and be consistent with it. And if that consistency is once a week, then do once a week. If that consistency is every day, do it every day. Yeah. But you've got to find that platform that's going to work for you, but also where does your audience hang out?
That's right.
So, I mean, I'm getting close to 50, so I love TikTok. Like, there is so many people my age on TikTok. Like, I love it. Yeah. But also, too, I also love being on Facebook. But as a storyteller, I love writing. And I can write more on Facebook than what you can on Instagram, what you can on TikTok. So, you've just got to find which is going to be your platform of choice with it. But I would always say always have Facebook as your fundamental, because that can literally be like your business card with it. And then you go and choose which platform that you want.
But then you have like people such as yourself that can kind of like guide them through this, through this jungle, right? Like you have like somebody... Because, the one thing that we haven't talked about is your magazines. So, like, you go where you can profile entrepreneurs, and it's almost like those, Esquire pieces or like the Vogue pieces. Or so how would that come about for like an entrepreneur? What would have been the good things, and what's the benefit of having their profile on a magazine?
Yeah. So I'm always upfront. This is paid advertising, so you should allow it into your marketing budget. One of the great things is that you then literally can control the narrative with it as well. So you can control what's being written and what's being seen with it. The good thing is that people like to consume information so many different ways. And being featured in media, it almost is like a stamp of approval, and people's brains, you know, outside, they were like, oh my God, they've been featured in the media. Oh, they must be amazing. Like, they must be great. Like, we automatically think that. So imagine what your clients are going to go, oh, well, they've been featured in the media. They've been featured in a magazine. They've been on a podcast.
Yeah.
It changes your whole perception, like, from other people. And I think that's what a lot of people forget, is that it's not just about you promoting yourself and your story. It's also about the perception that your clients are actually wanting to see as well. They want to see you as an industry leader. They want to hear your voice. They want to hear about you and go behind the scenes and, you know, find out a little bit more. And that personal element to it, it's like not just focusing on the products and the services, it's focusing on you and your story and finding a little bit more about you, yourself, and the reason why you created something. It's so amazing as well.
Well, people want to follow people, right? Now, they don't want to follow companies. Yep. So that's definitely a perk, like, you know, to get your story told in controlling the narrative. Also, that feel of elevated image as a business.
Yes.
And the other thing is also, I want to say, also a celebration for some businesses, because I know that there's a lot of business owners, myself included, they don't take time to celebrate all of the successes, right? And I know that, for example, you know, my wife and I were talking about, probably like a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about our business, and I was full of negativity. Like, you asked me, like, all of the things that I could complain about, I was complaining about. And then very raw, she told me, it was like, if 12 months ago, I was going to tell you what you were doing today, what you were doing, how many people you were helping, how many, like, from all over the world, like traveling, London, LA, like, you know, celebrities. If I would have told you last year, you wouldn't have believed me.
Yeah.
And even us as a power married couple, like working together, because she wasn't working in the business at the time. So, like, if I was to told you, like, last year, you wouldn't have believed me, right? So I think a very beautiful way to celebrate, it could be like being helped by somebody like you to write that story, right? Like, and take a moment to share with the world, and in an awesome way, like in a magazine, right?
Exactly. Because we forget everything that's happened. I mean, I don't know about you, but like most entrepreneurs, we hit this milestone and then we're on to the next milestone.
Next one.
So imagine,
what's next?
Yeah. So you're just like, oh, you're capturing what's happened, but also too, it's almost like cementing of the next 12 months of where you want to go, and having that like literally in black and white, going, oh my God, like, and then you can reflect back.
That's right.
And go, oh, we did it.
Yeah.
This is what's happened.
It was like a time capture. Yeah. Imagine like giving to do it once a year.
Yes.
Have you thought of doing that for your clients?
Oh, I should do.
We just came out. We just came out with the business idea. Subscription once a year.
Exactly.
Why not?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
For a lot of business, it will be so different. I mean, like literally, if you would have interviewed me last year and then this year, like it's two completely different worlds.
Oh, I'm the same.
So, you know, like I think that could be something.
Yeah. No, I like it. I'll be back here in 12 months' time. Let's do that.
And we got from 2 months edition to 1 month edition. Yes. Got more stories to tell. Now, I think, so, you know, like we're talking about stories, we're talking about like personal experiences. For you, you know, you told me like right now it is about real relationships, right? What advice would you have like for somebody that is jumping into the industry now, and because I met a few of these people, they kind of believe everything that they've been told to. They kind of, you know, it's just about hustle and very little about strategy. Yeah. So what would you tell them?
slow down.
Mm.
Because I think we want to go a million miles an hour, and most entrepreneurs are very impatient people as well. We want it all now.
Everyone. Me too.
Yeah. So it's like if you slow the steps down and then sort of be appreciating of every moment. And those moments sometimes are not going to be great either. But you also have to go, oh, I'm here. It's okay.
Yeah.
Look what I've started.
Yeah.
It's just a moment that I need to go through. And I always recall these as moments because, I mean, not to be so depressing, but the only infinite thing is death. So these are moments, and they're not going to last forever as well.
Well, I know that, for example, me, whenever I started the business, I was working full-time as a barista.
Yeah.
I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, work until like 10, 11, whatever it was in the morning, have a shower, and then change into my suit. And, you know, a lot of... nobody knows. I think this is the first time I say it, right? Aloud. But nobody knows. There's a lot of people, they always see the bright lights and how fancy the life of an entrepreneur looks like. And then they don't know that really there's a lot of work behind it. And there's a lot of endurance. And literally even now, like, you know, doesn't matter the size of the business, you still... I would have thought, if you would have asked me when I started the journey, by the time that you own 7 figures, you know what you're doing. And you don't. No. You really don't. Like, you're just figuring it out as you go, right? And I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions that I can see on, you know, those like barbecue conversations. There's like, it's so easy, like, you know, you got to figure it out. I'm like, no, I'm figuring it out right now.
Exactly.
How about you? Like,
I'm exactly the same. Like the strategy, what I might have had planned for last week, completely like flip into something completely different. Yeah. Because even myself, like we were just saying before, like I'm a different person. So of course your strategy is going to be completely different as well. And when you first start out in business, it's all about getting clients, but then it's also... you'll start to work out, I actually don't want all the clients. I only want to work with this particular type of people as well. So everything changes. Yeah. And I just feel like you don't actually have to have all your ducks lined up. Yeah.
Just start. Do something.
Exactly.
Get clients. That's number one. Yeah. But you know, do it, right? Like instead of like waiting for it to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah. So my quote that I created is dreams plus action equal reality. So I love manifestation. I love talking about it. And just by having that visualization is not enough. You've got to take the action. And sometimes the action is you personally, how you show up, how you do it, but also to you going out and asking for what you want as well and being very, very clear. So when you go to clients, you can go, no, this is what I would like. Or, you know, it's like ordering a coffee. How do you want your coffee? Yeah. Tell them the actual order, and that's the action. And then you can watch it all become a reality.